Do you ever feel like something is just off? Like the person you love isn't exactly who they say they are? That thought haunted me more than I cared to admit. Looking back, I should have trusted my instincts. The little things, the inconsistencies, how could I have ignored them for so long? Miami was my home. The vibrant city, the golden beaches, the endless nightlife, it all felt like a dream, especially with her by my side. Olivia. We had been together for 3 years, and I was convinced she was the love of my life. She was perfect, witty, beautiful, and always kept me on my toes. But there were moments when something felt different. Some nights, she'd act distant, as if she barely knew me. Other times, she was the most affectionate person I'd ever met. I brushed it off, convincing myself it was just mood swings, stress, or maybe even my own paranoia. But the truth? The truth was far more twisted than I ever imagined. It started subtly. One night, we were out at a rooftop bar in downtown Miami. The air was warm, the city light sparkling in her eyes. She laughed at my joke, a laugh I had heard 1,000 times before. But something about it was off. A slight hesitation, a different rhythm. "Are you okay?" I asked, watching her carefully. She blinked, then smiled. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? I let it go. But from that night on, I started noticing more. The way she sometimes hesitated when I brought up a memory, the way she wore her hair slightly differently on some days. One night, she whispered a secret in my ear, something about her childhood I swore she had told me differently before. I couldn't shake the feeling. Something was wrong. But I loved her. And love, as they say, makes you blind. Then came the night that changed everything. We had planned a weekend getaway. A beach house, just the two of us, away from the noise of the city. She had texted me before I arrived, saying she'd leave the key under the flower pot. When I got there, she greeted me at the door, a wide smile on her face. "Hey, baby," she said, wrapping her arms around my neck. But there was something different. A subtle scent in her perfume. A hesitation in her kiss. "You changed your perfume?" I asked. She pulled back slightly, her expression unreadable. "Ah, yeah. Do you like it?" I nodded, but my stomach twisted. Olivia never changed her perfume. She swore by her signature scent. It was a small thing. Insignificant, even. But it was the final piece in a puzzle I didn't know I was solving. That night, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Normally, I wouldn't have looked. But something compelled me. A name flashed on the screen, Liz. I frowned. I had never heard her mention a Liz before. Then, the message came through, "Does he suspect anything yet?" My blood ran cold. My mind raced. I knew I had to keep my cool. If I confronted her now, she could lie. But if I played along, maybe I could get the truth. So, I did. For the next few days, I acted normal. But I watched her closely. I asked small, insignificant questions, testing her answers against my memories. And then, the biggest mistake of all, I followed her. One afternoon, she said she was meeting a friend for coffee. I waited 10 minutes, then took a different route to the same cafe. I sat in the corner, keeping my head down. And that's when I saw her. Except it wasn't her. It was someone who looked exactly like her. Same face. Same hair. But something was different. The way she carried herself, the way she laughed. My heart pounded in my chest as I watched her talk to a friend. Then, I heard the name that shattered my world. "Liz, you have to be more careful." He almost caught on last time. Liz. I wasn't dating Olivia. I was dating Olivia and Liz. My whole body went numb. Everything made sense now. The inconsistencies, the different mannerisms, the changes in perfume, the distant looks. They were switching places. For how long? Since the beginning. Since last month. Was Olivia even the one I fell in love with? Or had it been Liz all along? I sat there, frozen, my entire world crumbling around me. I thought about confronting them. I thought about storming in and demanding answers. But instead, I stood up and walked away. I needed to think. I needed to understand why. And most of all, I needed to decide what to do next. I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, their faces blurred together in my mind. I tried to separate them, to figure out which memories belonged to Olivia and which belonged to Liz, but it was impossible. Had I ever truly known either of them? By morning, one thing was clear: I couldn't ignore this. I had to confront them. But I needed proof. If they had lied to me for this long, they would lie again. I scrolled through Olivia's Instagram. The photos I had seen 100 times before now held new meaning. A beach trip from last summer, was that Olivia's smile, or Liz's? A birthday dinner, her arm around my shoulders, was it even her? I searched for any sign of a twin. Any mention of Liz. Nothing. It was as if she didn't exist. But I knew she did. I had seen her. Heard her name. I needed to see them together. That evening, I sent Olivia a text. "Dinner at our favorite place tonight. My treat." She responded almost instantly. "Of course. Can't wait." I arrived at the restaurant early, choosing a booth in the back where I could see the entrance. My heart pounded as I waited. Would Olivia show up? Or Liz? At exactly 7 p.m., she walked in. My stomach twisted. Was it Olivia? Was it Liz? She smiled at me, kissed my cheek, and slid into the booth. "Hey, baby," she said smoothly. I studied her. Every tiny detail. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear. The way she folded her hands on the table. "You look beautiful," I said, watching for any reaction. She tilted her head slightly. "You always say that," she teased. Did I? Did I say that to her, or to Liz? I leaned forward. "How was your day?" She hesitated for half a second before answering. "Good. Just work and errands." A lie. I had followed her. She hadn't been at work. She had been meeting Liz. I took a slow sip of my drink. "You know, I ran into someone today." Her posture stiffened. "Oh. Who?" I let the silence stretch. Watching. Waiting. Then I dropped the bomb. "A woman who looks exactly like you." Her eyes widened for a fraction of a second before she masked it with a laugh. "What? You mean someone who just has a similar look?" "No," I said evenly. "I mean someone who looks exactly like you. Same face. Same voice. Same laugh." Her smile faltered. "Martin, that's crazy." I pulled out my phone and slid it across the table. A photo. One I had taken of Liz that afternoon, from across the street. Her face drained of color. I leaned back. "So, are you going to tell me the truth now?" She swallowed hard, staring at the picture as if she could erase it just by looking at it long enough. Then, after what felt like an eternity, she sighed. "Martin. I can explain." I crossed my arms. "Go ahead." She bit her lip, glancing around as if searching for an escape. Then, in a quiet voice, she said, "Her name is Liz. She's my twin sister." My jaw clenched. I know that much already. What I don't know is why you've both been switching places. Why you lied to me for 3 years. She flinched. It wasn't 3 years. Not at first. It just started happening. I scoffed. Started happening? How does something like this just start happening? She looked away, her hands trembling. It was a joke at first. A stupid joke. Liz and I have always been close, and we've pulled pranks before. One night, she suggested switching places for fun. Just for a few minutes. She looked back at me, her eyes full of something I couldn't place. Guilt. Fear. But then, she continued, she started liking you too. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. She kept talking, her voice shaky. It wasn't supposed to go on this long. I swear. But she didn't want to stop, and honestly, I didn't either. I clenched my fists. So you both just took turns being my girlfriend. She nodded, her eyes filling with tears. I ran a hand through my hair, exhaling sharply. Do you even know how messed up this is? You both made a fool out of me. Lied to me. Manipulated me. Martin, we never wanted to hurt you, she whispered. We both love you. I let out a hollow laugh. Love me? You don't even respect me enough to tell me the truth. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. Please, she begged. Just let me explain everything. Let me make this right. I shook my head. I don't even know who I've been in love with. You or Liz. Or maybe neither of you. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I'll tell Liz to stop. I swear. It'll just be me from now on. I stared at her, my chest tight. Could I even believe her? Then, my phone buzzed on the table. A text from an unknown number. I need to see you. I need to tell you my side of the story. I didn't recognize the number. But I knew who it was from. Liz. I looked up at Olivia. She was watching me carefully, as if she knew exactly who had just texted me. A sick feeling churned in my stomach. How many more lies were there? And did I even want to know the truth? I stared at the message on my phone, my heart pounding in my chest. I need to see you. I need to tell you my side of the story. Liz. I looked up at Olivia, who was still watching me carefully. She hadn't seen the text, but something in her expression told me she knew. Maybe she was waiting to see how I'd react. Maybe she was afraid I'd respond. I slipped my phone into my pocket and forced my voice to stay steady. I need some time to think. Martin, please, she said, reaching for my hand again. Don't walk away from us. Us. I pulled my hand back. That's the problem, Olivia. There's never been an us. Just lies. And I don't even know if I've ever really been with you, or if it was Liz half the time. Her lip quivered, but she didn't say anything. I stood up, tossing some cash onto the table. I need air. She didn't try to stop me as I walked out of the restaurant. Outside, the Miami night felt suffocating. The streets buzzed with life, couples laughing, music spilling from bars, the ocean breeze carrying the scent of salt and perfume. I pulled out my phone again, staring at Liz's message. A part of me wanted to ignore her. To cut both of them off and never look back. But another part, one I hated to admit, needed answers. So, I texted back. Where? Her reply came seconds later. South Point Park. In an hour. I exhaled sharply, running a hand through my hair. This was insane. Everything about this situation was insane. But I needed to know why. Why they did this. Why they kept it going. Why I had to find out this way. The park was nearly empty by the time I arrived. The ocean stretched endlessly to my right, the lights of downtown Miami glowing in the distance. A few joggers passed by, but for the most part, it was quiet. Then, I saw her. Liz. She was leaning against the railing, looking out at the water. Same face. Same hair. Same everything. But as I walked closer, I realized there was a difference. The way she held herself, more confident, almost defiant. She turned as I approached, and for the first time, I was seeing her as Liz. Not Olivia pretending to be Liz. Not Liz pretending to be Olivia. Just Liz. Hey, she said softly. I crossed my arms. Talk. She sighed. I know you hate me. And I don't blame you. I don't even know you, I shot back. Her jaw tensed, but she nodded. Fair enough. Silence stretched between us before she finally spoke again. It started as a joke, she admitted. But it didn't stay that way. The more time I spent with you, the harder it was to walk away. I clenched my fists. So, what? You just kept playing along. Swapping places with your sister like I was some kind of toy. Her eyes flashed with something, pain. Guilt. No. It wasn't like that. At least, not for me. I scoffed. Oh, so I'm supposed to believe you're the victim in all of this? She took a step closer. I didn't mean to fall for you, Martin. But I did. My breath caught in my throat. I love you, she said. And I know Olivia does too. I took a step back, shaking my head. No. No, you don't get to say that. Love isn't lying to someone for years. Love isn't stealing moments that don't belong to you. She flinched but didn't look away. You think I don't know that, she whispered. I hated myself every time I did it. But I couldn't stop. Why? I demanded. Her eyes filled with tears. Because when I was with you, I felt like I was finally my own person. Not Olivia's twin. Not the other sister. Just me. My chest tightened. I never wanted to hurt you, she continued. And if I could go back, I would tell you the truth from the start. I can't. All I can do now is tell you that I love you. That I always have. I stared at her, my mind spinning. Please, she whispered. Tell me it meant something to you too. I swallowed hard. I don't even know what's real anymore, Liz. Her face crumpled, and for the first time, I saw her, not as the girl who had lied to me, but as someone who was just as lost as I was. But it didn't change what she'd done. I need time, I said finally. She nodded slowly, wiping at her eyes. I understand. I turned to leave, but her voice stopped me. Martin. I hesitated. If you had known about me from the start, do you think you could have loved me instead? I didn't answer. Because I didn't know. And that scared me more than anything. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, Liz's words echoed in my mind. If you had known about me from the start, do you think you could have loved me instead? How was I supposed to answer that? How was I supposed to make sense of everything? For 3 years, I had been living a lie. Loving 2 people without even realizing it. I needed to end this. The next evening, I texted Olivia and Liz. Meet me at my place. We need to talk. No more secrets. No more games. I needed the truth, and I needed to make a decision. They arrived at the same time. For the first time, I saw them standing side by side. The same face. The same eyes. But now that I knew, I could see the differences. Olivia stood rigid, like she was bracing for a storm. Liz looked sad. I took a deep breath. Sit down. They did. I paced for a moment before turning to them. I need answers. No more lies. No more pretending. They exchanged glances, then nodded. So I asked everything. How long? Since the beginning. Why? It started as a prank in college. Then Liz got attached. Did Olivia know? Yes. She let it happen. Did either of them ever plan to tell me? No. That hurt the most. I ran a hand over my face. You both betrayed me. Martin, Olivia whispered. I love you. You love me. We can fix this. Liz said nothing. I turned to her. And you? What do you want? She swallowed hard. I want you. But I know I don't deserve you. The room was suffocating. The weight of 3 years crushing me. And that's when I knew. I stood up. I can't do this anymore. I can't be with either of you. Olivia gasped. Martin. No, I cut her off. You lied to me. Both of you. I can't trust you. Liz looked down. She knew. I turned toward the door. I need to move on. And you both need to figure out who you are without playing games. They didn't stop me as I walked away. For the first time in 3 years, I was free. And for the first time, I was ready to find something real.